All right, so what are we working on with you? Staying flat and through the ball, working on that front side. Let's check it out and see if it's the same what we see on video. All right, a couple things right away with our hands. We're going to change up our hand position. Hands are too close. We're going to change it to where we're going to drop this elbow. These hands are going to come back to, say, about that position. And we're not going to have the bat angle. We're going to have the bat angle kind of like that. Okay? You have the wrong knuckles kind of lined up. You want to, as your knuckles change to your elbows more in the fingertips, it's going to drop your elbows and get them more in a launch position compared to up really high above. Kind of having it more in this angle. It's going to create it here so I can be more flat and gives me the chance to stay in the zone. Because here I don't have a chance to really, I come here and spin it, right? But if I'm kind of here, it gives me that angle to really stay through that ball. Okay? So we're going to change that a little bit with your hands. So let's talk about your lower half, all right? When we get ourselves loaded, I want to see your back foot turned in a little bit more. You can see right now that your knee goes straight down. I want to see just like this one. See how this one is really inside of your feet? I want the back one. That's going to get you more power. So let's take this foot and then just put it back a little bit and kind of keep your knee there. So you open your feet up just a hair and then kind of turn your toes in a little bit. It's going to give you a little more power. And not bad, but a little bit, you're playing really with that line of 45-degree angle with this, because what does it do? See that front hip? And this front foot kind of wide open on you, right? So I want to keep this closed more, and this, so if you land more closed foot, if this back one turns in a little bit, and this one more closed, because right now your feet are kind of this way, and I want your feet to be more inside, right? You notice also, too, this front arm, right there, you can see this front arm is locked. See that? So you're here and you're going to bow it, and that's going to make you long. So making sure that when you come to contact, you're going to be bent, and then right at contact, then you want to firm that out. So what you can do is off a tee, you can be like get a small bat, like a little league bat or something, and just be right here off a tee, one-handed, and just go wow, just right here, right? So at contact, I want to be here where you're kind of contact a little bit early. Now you'll notice too, as I go to do this, you're going forward with our hips. So when we do land foot right there. So I'm going to put a thing right at your hip, okay? We want to be done going forward, but see how you kind of come through it? See how the backside is not rotating right now? It's not going to release. So we have to, at this point, that hip should be starting to come through, and this back foot should really begin to turn. And you'll see it's not turning yet, right? And even at contact, see how we don't get a complete turn? And then the weight doesn't come off the back side. That back foot is almost flat. So really that thing's got to turn as you go. It's got to turn and get high. And that's going to release your hips. And it's going to have this full hip turn to get you through that barrel. Now, the other thing, too, is we talked about staying through the ball. How are you supposed to stay through the ball if that doesn't rotate? Or that doesn't get high? You cut yourself off. Right? You look at some of these pictures. I mean, look at the foot turn. That gets my barrel in that hitting zone, right? You're going to have a complete foot turn on those balls. That gets these barrels through here, right? And you have it to where, I mean, look at that. Look at your foot and their foot. Just got to get that complete foot turn. That's going to get you in the ball for not cutting it out. Because look at your barrel. At this point, your barrel should still be here in the zone, but you'll notice it's out of the zone. So you run out of that rope. You want to stay. The key is about keeping your barrel in the zone as long as possible. So that's what we're going to focus on. Is changing your hand position a little bit, working on those feet, making sure we stride closed, and starting with our kind of toes in a little bit. And we'll start with that. Let's see. Let's go to another swing here. He's okay. It's more of the backside. He doesn't drift that much. Look at that front foot, though, right? Really get a key off of that. Of just stride and close. When you land that front foot, just don't open that thing. He does it a little bit, but it's more just trying to get that backside to come through. See, when you hit, and then you kind of extend that leg. Because at this point of your swing, You want to have it to where that foot is going to be nice and high. This label of the shoe is going to be way up here, right? See, they're just on the flat, right? At contact, it's going to be, these guys are even off the ground. A lot of times they're out and off the ground at contact. But see how they're all completely turned with that foot, right? All right?